So the first of all we are going to talk about कि भाई passive voice को हम use कहाँ करते हैं, where do we use passive voice. So I have gathered some notes for you and let's discuss it. The first use of passive voice is when I told you what is happening is more important than who is performing the action. When action itself is very important, we use our passive voice. For example, Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo. So when I say Mona Lisa was painted, so here the Mona Lisa painting was important. It was more interesting. It was the more focus point than the person who is performing the action. So Mona Lisa is more important. So when you want to focus on the action, and when you want to divert the attention of a listener to the action more than the person who is performing the action, we use passive voice. For example, like I told you in the last class, a cup of tea was made for me. Cup of tea was important. Cup of tea was a major focus. Cup of tea was more interesting than the person who is making a cup of tea. I will not say that my maid made a cup of tea for me, because when I say my maid makes a cup of tea for me every day. So in this sentence, I don't want to pay attention on the maid. I want to pay attention on the cup of tea. So I will say that a cup of tea was made, because the sentence, the action is more important. My focus is on the sentence. My focus is on the action. My focus is on T, so I will use passive voice. When what is happening is more important than who is performing the action. Second, we also use passive voice that we discussed in the last class. Whenever the person who is performing the action, I mean subject, is unknown. It means you don't know who has performed the action. Or for example, five people has been killed. Or five people have been killed. You don't know who killed those five people. So you can say five people have been killed. पांच लोग मर गए. आपको नहीं पता कि उन पांच लोगों को किसने मारा. So when you don't know who is performing the action, we use passive voice. Number one. Number two, when the performer of action is not important. Not important means that you don't care who is performing the action. For example, the road is being repaired. The road is being repaired. When you say the road is being repaired, in this sentence, the labor who is repairing the road is not important. I will not say that a lot of labor from Pakistan has repaired the road. It's not important, right? The road is important. So labor who is actually going there, who is actually repairing the road, they are not important, but the action itself is important. When the performer of action, when the subject is not important and the object is important, we use passive voice. For example, my laptop has been repaired. When I say my laptop has been repaired, I don't care about the shopkeeper. My focus is on laptop. When I tell you, for example, let's say that now I'm talking with you and I tell you that, yesterday my laptop was not working properly. So I took my laptop to a shop, and now my laptop has been repaired. So in this entire condition, the shopkeeper is not important. Actually, the laptop itself is important, right? So जहाँ पे action करने वाला आपके लिए important नहीं है, आपको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि action किसने किया है, बल्कि action important है. तो आप use करोगे passive voice. Action is not important. We use passive voice. एक और चीज यहाँ पे बिल्कुल एक उसकी अपोजिट हो गई. दूसरा अपोजिट क्या बात हो गई? Obvious. Obvious मतलब understood. मतलब कि everyone knows that he is the person who is performing this action. मतलब सबको पता है कि भाई ये action इसी ने perform किया है. तो हम उसके लिए बोलते हैं obvious. For example, here in this sentence, look at this example. He was arrested. Obviously जब हम बोलेंगे कि he was arrested, it does not mean कि civilians ने उसको arrest किया होगा. It does not mean local people have arrested that person. Obviously police officer has arrested. जब भी arrested की बात आएगी तो जाहिर सी बात है पुलिस ने arrest किया होगा, है ना? या फिर डॉक्टर या टीचर ने तो arrest नहीं किया होगा, उसको पुलिस ने arrest किया होगा. तो यहाँ पे पुलिस क्या है? Obvious बात है, understood बात है. तो हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे पुलिस has arrested him या पुलिस arrested him. हम बोलेंगे भाई he was arrested. हम ये भी नहीं बोलेंगे he was arrested by the police, because police is obvious. So there is no point to repeating the word police in this sentence. Everybody knows कि भाई arrest तो police ही करती है. So Belfast, we would say that that robber who was very famous, he was arrested yesterday. So आप बोलोगे अच्छा उसको किसने arrest किया? ये तो point नहीं बनेगा. अब बोलोगे अच्छा वो arrest हो गया, कब arrest हुआ, किधर arrest हुआ, ये important होगा. किसने arrest किया is not important. So when the performer of action, when the subject is obvious, when the subject is understood in the conversation कि भाई इसी बंदे ने ये काम किया, तो जब वो understood होगा, जब वो obvious होगा, then we don't repeat the subject and we use passive voice. सही है. एंड व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट पीपल इन जनरल का मतलब है कि नॉर्मल आम लोगों के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. मिसाल के तौर पे हम बोलते हैं भाई ये जो फॉर्म है पोस्ट ऑफिस से लिया जाता है, या बिल जो है वो बैंक में जमा होता है. जब बिल बैंक में जमा होता है तो आम लोग जमा, हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे हर कोई जाके बैंक में बिल जमा कराता है, हम क्या बोलेंगे, बिल बैंक में जमा होता है. ये जो हर कोई है, ये जो जनरल पीपल है, तो ये अंडरस्टूड बात है. जब आप पूरे एक सोसाइटी की बात करोगे तो इंस्टेड ऑफ रिपीटिंग द सेम वर्ड आप बोल सकते हो कि द द बिल हैज बीन पेड, the bill is being paid in the bank right now, or bill is being paid on the bank, or bill is being paid at the post office. The forms are collected from the post office. The forms are available at the post office, and it has been collected every day from morning till night. It has been collected every day from morning till night. जब फॉर्म जो है वो कलेक्ट होता है सुबह से लेकर रात तक, तो उसको कौन कलेक्ट करता है? नॉर्मल सोसाइटी वाले लोग कलेक्ट करते हैं, लोकल पीपल कलेक्ट करते हैं. तो यहाँ पे लोकल पीपल जो है वो एक जनरल लोगों की बात हो रही. तो जब जब पूरी कौम की बात हो रही हो, जनरल लोगों की बात हो रही हो, एक स्पेसिफिक इंसान की नहीं बल्कि सब पूरी पूरी सोसाइटी की बात हो रही हो, हम क्या यूज करेंगे? पैसिव वॉइस यूज करेंगे. स्पेसिफिक इंसान की बात होगी तो एक्टिव वॉइस यूज करोगे. पूरी सोसाइटी की बात हुई तो क्या बोलोगे? पैसिव वॉइस. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, हर कोई सुबह 9 से रात 9 बजे तक जो है वो पोस्ट ऑफिस से फॉर्म कलेक्ट करता है. Everyone collects the form from the post office from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. अब इसमें एवरीवन एक अंडरस्टूड बात है, जनरल पीपल एक अंडरस्टूड बात है. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ एवरीवन हम पैसिव वॉइस का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. इंस्टेड ऑफ एवरी इंडिविजुअल हम पैसिव वॉइस का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं डायरेक्टली. और एक्शन के बारे में बात करेंगे. द फॉर्म हैज बीन कलेक्टेड, द फॉर्म हैज बीन सबमिटेड. फॉर्म जमा होता है, मतलब सुबह से लेकर रात तक यहाँ पे फॉर्म जमा होता है. हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि यार हर कोई सुबह से लेकर रात तक वहाँ पे जाके फॉर्म जमा कराता है. उर्दू में शायद सेंस बने, लेकिन इंग्लिश के अंदर हम कोशिश करते हैं कि फिर हम डायरेक्ट पैसिव वॉइस में बात करें. जनरल पीपल की बात हो रही है, आप बोलोगे the form has been submitted, the form are being submitted in the bank. The form is submitted in the bank from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. तो ये एक ही वजह है. In this condition you will use passive voice. अब नीचे आते हैं. अब पैसिव वॉइस एक और जगह यूज होता है, वो यूज होता है भाई फैक्ट, जैसे कि साइंटिफिक इन्फॉर्मेशन. जब आप साइंटिफिक डाटा लिख रहे होते हैं, स्पेशली जो मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं या जो साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, जब वो अपने नोट्स बना रहे होते हैं तो उसके अंदर वो उनके डाटा एंट्री के लिए दे विल यूज पैसिव वॉइस. व्हेन अ साइंटिफिक स्टूडेंट, व्हेन अ डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर और any medical student, when they are performing a test and they are making notes, they can also use passive voice. Like the chemical is placed in a tube, then they will not say that I have placed the chemical in the tube, because it is obvious. So in their notes they will say the chemical is placed in the tube, and the data is entered on the computer in every classroom. They will not say कि भाई every day I enter the data in the classroom, because it does not mean, because it's kind of obvious because they enter the data. So instead of saying we enter the data on the computer, they will say that data is entered on the computer every day. It's a passive voice because they are making short notes in their scientific writing, in their notebook, in their research. So in research, in newspapers, when you are making notes, when you are making short notes, you can also use passive voice. We use passive voice with formal writings. When you talk about business, where the meeting has been started, passive voice. All right. The deadline has been passed. Passive voice. So in offices, when you talk about events, specific events or specific information, we use passive voice. He has been fired. He has been fired. Obviously, इसको boss ने fired किया. So in business, it's a very common sentence. I have been fired. I have been fired. So मुझे नौकरी से निकाल दिया गया. So formal writing के अंदर हम passive voice use करते हैं. The research has been submitted. The report has been submitted. The presentation has been started. Passive voice. So in formal writing के अंदर भी ज़्यादातर हम passive voice को इस्तेमाल करते हैं. They, these, those का. For example, हम बोलते हैं भाई they fired me. तो ये informal हो जाएगा. They fired me. लेकिन आप बोलें कि भाई I have been fired, तो ये फॉर्मल हो जाएगा. तो ज़्यादातर फॉर्मल राइटिंग के अंदर, बिजनेस राइटिंग के अंदर, whenever you talk about your business, whenever you talk with your customers, your clients, you're writing emails, you're writing memos, you're writing sales letter, you're giving presentations, you can also use passive voice. One last thing, we use passive voice as well whenever the action or the subject is very long, the sentence is very long, and with emotions as well. I was surprised. It's an emotion. I was shocked. I was excited. Was and third form. I was excited. Present, I am excited. Past, I was excited. Excited. Whenever you talk about your feelings, you can also use passive voice as well. Getting a point? Whenever you're talking about a long sentence, So instead of repeating the same subject again and again, you can just mention the subject one time and then just use passive voice. For example, I'm an English language teacher. I run Virtual Language Academy, and online classes are conducted in my academy from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. When I say online classes are conducted in my academy from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m., so I will not say I conduct online classes in my academy from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. It will be a very long sentence. So instead, I can in a long sentences, I will not repeat the same subject again and again. When you're talking about the same subject and their actions, यू विल नॉट रिपीट द सेम सब्जेक्ट अगेन एंड अगेन. आप उस सब्जेक्ट का एक मरतबा नाम ले लो और फिर उसके बाद पैसिव वॉइस करके आप उसके एक्शन के बारे में बात कर सकते हो. आई एम अ टीचर, दैट्स इट. आई रन virtual language academy, that's it. Now online classes are conducted every day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Parents are being informed about the classes every weekend, right? Workshops are conducted for the students. Live sessions are conducted for the marketing. ये सारे काम मैं ही करता हूँ, तो मैं बार बार अपना नाम नहीं लूंगा बल्कि डायरेक्ट अपने एक्शंस की बात करूंगा. If you're talking about the same subject again and again, you don't have to repeat the name of the subject again and again. Just talk about the subject one time, just mention the subject one time, and then talk about their activities, talk about their actions. That is the time we use passive voice. So there are a lot of specific reasons where we use passive voice. The point I'm trying to make is, if you don't know where do we use passive voice, it will be it will not make sense for you, that you will never be able to use passive voice at the right time, at the right place. It will be just sentence for you. You will not know where to use them. You will just learn how to transform them from active to passive. So what I'm telling you is, do not you transform active to passive. Do not transform sentences from change active sentence into passive sentence. No, use passive voice directly. Remember, in the WhatsApp group I have sent you a video, movie lines, about when they are using passive voices. Have you seen the video?
Yes, sir.
So in that video, there are a lot of different scenes from the movies when they are using passive voices. They are not transforming, but they are using passive voices directly. They are using passive sentence directly. So my objective is to teach you to use passive voice directly. Don't transform, don't change active into passive, but use passive voice directly in your speaking and in your writing. But remember one thing, you have to follow this condition. And in all of them, the most important condition, the most common condition is this one: when the subject is unknown, when the subject is not important, and when the subject is obvious. This is the most common condition we use passive voice. So what I'm going to do is, I will send all of these notes on the WhatsApp, and I want you to read it. And we are going to take a 2 minutes break. I want you to review the grammar one more time, and after 2 minutes, we are going to solve an exercise. We are going to practice about passive voice. Consider it like a kind of test. Okay, there will be some fill in the blanks, and you will pick the right answer. All right. So we are going to take 2 minutes break, and after 2 minutes, we are going to overview. We are going to practice passive voice, and then we'll wind up the class. ठीक है?
सर
Yes,
सर
sir. Okay.
सर
Okay, sir.